Now, before the COVID pandemic lockdown, the country saw massive anti-CAA protests across the country. The protests had first started in December 2019 in Assam, and the first massive violence during the anti-CAA protests in the country took place in Chabua in the Dibrugarh district, very close to Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal's native village. Cut to 2021, NDTV visited Chabua, that also goes to polls in the crucial first phase of Assam Polls, to find out if CAA is still an issue for the people or not.
Election fever at its peak in Chabua, a key constituency in Upper Assam's Dibrugarh district, among the 47 seats going to polls in the first phase on 27th March. But the pictures weren't the same a year ago. This is the same Chabua, singed in violence a year ago against the controversial Citizenship Amendment Act brought in by the central government.
This is perhaps the only remnant of the violent anti-CAA protest that Chabua saw in 2019. The angry protesters had put this post office behind me on fire. And not only this post office, several government offices were ransacked, and even the protesters at that point of time had set the residence of the local MLA on fire.
Sitting MLA Binod Hazarika, a BJP old-timer, has changed his political address. He's contesting, this time from a new constituency, the neighbouring Sonowal seat. Chabua has been given away to ally Assam Parishad. Congress has a new candidate here. These political maneuvers, Hazarika claims that lost ground has been regained.
उस टाइम में ऐसा हालत हो गया कि हर मेरा कार्यकर्ता को रिजाइन कर दिया गया। मेरा पूरा ये घर अभी तो घर बन गया है। उस टाइम में कुछ नहीं था, पूरा ये जल गया था। जैसे स्वयं जैसा स्कीम दे दिया। उसका बाद हम लोग का जो गांव-गांव में गरीब लोगों का जो स्कीम था, सब हम लोग लेके गया।
The anti-CAA protests were halted by the lockdown last year. Now only the All Assam Students Union is protesting.
उनका मन में जो कहा को जो ख्वाब है, वो जो दौर है, सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट का जो सिटीजन असम में आएगा या जोर जुलूम करके जो अमेंडमेंट एक्ट डाल रहा है असम पर, ये जरूर प्रभाव पड़ेगा.
This graffiti on the rail station wall is a reminder of last year's protests. On the streets, though, the discourse very different.
पूरी असमीज कम्युनिटी ज़्यादातर लोग इसके खिलाफ है, सीए के खिलाफ, लेकिन वो लोग वोट एंटी सीए के नाम पे करेंगे ऐसा कहना मुश्किल है.
बेरोजगारी की इशू है, किसी के पास नौकरी नहीं है, उसका इशू है, उसी को लेके हम लोग वोट देना. मतलब देखिए, वो तो बहुत साल भर में होने वाला है, अभी का कोई इशू नहीं है.
The Congress has promised a new legislation to nullify CAA in Assam. Two regional parties born out of anti-CAA protests, the Assam Jatiya Parishad and Raijor Dal, contesting the polls on the planks of CAA opposition. But the BJP is hopeful that a renewed NRC and the lost traction on CAA may help it sail through, provided the undercurrent doesn't gather momentum. With camera person Sanjay Chakrabarti and Ratnadeep Chaudhary in Chabua, Osama Shah for NDTV.